Here's the AI-generated horror story of the Serpent's Tooth Ferris wheel, set in a decaying amusement park. The rotting gates of Wonderland's last gasp, once a vibrant monument to childhood glee, now stood as skeletal sentinels against the bruised twilight sky. Inside, amongst the rusted roller coasters and decaying carousel horses, Jonah Blackwell ran. He wasn't fleeing decaying metal, but specters, far more real, his former acolytes. They were relentless, their devotion twisted into a venomous obsession after he abandoned their twisted creed. Jonah, once their charismatic leader, the shepherd of slumber, had seen through the lies, the promises of transcendence, the rituals in darkened groves, all of it a gilded cage built on a foundation of sand. Now, they wanted him back, not for his wisdom, but to silence him, to bury the truth he threatened to expose. He ducked behind the skeletal remains of the tilt-a-whirl, his breath ragged. Every creak of the abandoned park, every rustle of leaves, was a potential footstep. He needed to reach the old funhouse, the Hall of Mirrors, his only hope. He knew Wonderland's last gasp held secrets, forgotten lore, woven into its decaying attractions, and he knew where to look. The funhouse was a labyrinth of warped reflections, a dizzying maze of distorted realities. Jonah slipped inside, the air thick with the scent of mildew and shattered dreams. The mirrors cast back grotesque parodies of his face, haunted eyes in a mask of desperation. He navigated the disorienting corridors, relying on half-remembered blueprints etched in his mind. He was looking for a specific mirror, one tucked away in a hidden alcove behind a trick wall, a mirror not made of glass, but of something far stranger. His pursuers were closing in. He could hear their chanting, a low, guttural hum that resonated through the park's decaying heart as the cultists methodically searched each crumbling facade. Their leader, the fanatical scholar O'Brien, led them, her voice a chilling promise of oblivion. He found it. The mirror was cold to the touch, its surface shimmering with an unnatural light. He touched the cold surface and winced, feeling it hum with an energy he barely understood. It wasn't a mirror, but a gateway, a window into something else. As he placed his hands onto the surface of the mirror, he saw a reflection that was not his own. It was the image of someone else, someone who was in the same amusement park decades ago. Looking back at him, he noticed the faint resemblance of the person in the mirror, the same facial features, the same eyes, just different, and then he knew. Jonah looked back into the reflection and was shocked to see that the face was not his own. It was the face of a man he had never seen before, looking at him with fear in his eyes. And he knew right then that everything he had ever believed to be true was wrong. Before he could process the revelation, a mirror shattered nearby. Scholar O'Brien and her followers stood at the entrance to the hall. Scarlett's eyes gleamed with religious fervor. "You cannot escape your destiny, Jonah Blackwell," she hissed. "The truth will set you free, just as it will set us all free." But Jonah knew the truth wasn't freedom. It was a shackle forged in ancient darkness. He braced himself, the terrible secret burning in his mind, the fate of Wonderland's last gasp, and perhaps the world resting on his shoulders. As Scarlett drew closer, Jonah knew what must be done. With a shout, he threw himself through the mirror, hoping to destroy it on the other side. He knew his followers would follow. He just prayed they would be trapped in the abyss with him. The struggle to protect the secret had begun, and it wouldn't end until one side was consumed. That brings us to the end of the Serpent's Tooth Ferris wheel. Be sure to hit subscribe for more stories.